Hey guys, so I am so excited to do this video today. I am going to talk all about my 2015 kind of like recap, crazy, and the 2016 resolutions, goals. I kind of hate the word resolutions. I always feel like that word kind of implies breaking them. Like, I don't know. I'm not into that. I would just rather say goals. I think goals are so important. I think in life you gotta have goals. I always have this running list of, I got a new phone. I got the 6S Plus, love it so much. And Brad got one the day after I did, and it was so funny. Like, we were in the car. I've only had it a couple days, so I'm still kind of like, we were looking. And I was on Instagram the first time, and I was like, oh, like, bam, that is the biggest. Like, look how big this picture is. And it was a picture of me like, you know. So it's just really funny. I really like it. The 6S or the 6 Plus is actually, like, I have really long fingers, so I can still type with one hand. It's really cool. I'm so excited to start the year with a new phone. I know, silly, but so about goals, I always have a list. I'm very goal oriented. I'm gonna get into like some little personal, funny little thing, not funny, but you know, just typical little goals that you have for yourself that might be nitpicky, that might be personal. I have some big goals, like financial things and professional things. And I'm not gonna obviously get into like specifics, but I think I can kind of talk about maybe some things that are helpful, and maybe just to talk about it kind of helps me. It's just exciting. I think that I'm in a very different place. Like, obviously having Olivia 2015 was just, oh my gosh, to look back at the year. She was born in January, so it's literally like 2015. Mom, Olivia. It was the best ever. You know, obviously things change, but like I look back and I think it just is what it is. I had a friend the other day, or who was it? It was my sister. It's like, when you leave the house, is it hard to pack up everything and to get going? And is it just like a totally different thing? And I just remember like thinking, you don't think like that. You just do it, you know? It's not like I remember before I had kids, or before I was mom, I remember thinking like, oh my gosh, I would see people with kids. I'd be like, dang, that's gotta be so hard. Or when we were on vacation, I'd be like, oh my gosh, how, you know? And don't get me wrong, it's a lot of work. I'm not, because I'm a mom, I'm not discrediting that. It is a lot of work. But you just do it. It just becomes a part of your life. And it's so funny because this year, actually, having Olivia, I was so worried before I had her, like, professionally, because I have to work. I mean, like, you know, I thought, is this going to be difficult? And I have friends that are kind of like, you know, successful friends that I think sometimes some certain things that they've said over the years or whatever leads me to think they're not having kids because of their jobs or whatever. Of course, it's a big change, but it's doable. Like, but you do it. Like, it is good. And if anything, Olivia completed everything to the point where she made me work smarter. This baby, this child made me work smarter. And in turn, I had the best year professionally by far, leaps and bounds, that I've ever had. And it's insane. And it's because I was motivated to work smarter. You handle your time, and I'll talk about that a little bit more too, because that's kind of like a big thing for me. That's how I was in 2015. So I feel like that's going to carry over. But working smarter, there's so many things just beyond videos that I do that's like things that don't even have anything to do with videos, but has to do with this, where like I may just be working with a company on something that doesn't have anything to do with videos, that will never come out in a video, but things that you can do from home, which in and of itself, if you work from home, I wouldn't change that for the world. If you're your own boss, would not change that for the world. But it's hard when you have a child, because it's not like she's in childcare and I'm going to work and I have, you know, my same work environment. It's like you're at home and you are the childcare and you are still at the same work environment. So it's hard, you know? Either way, it's hard. And oh my gosh, I cannot even imagine. I have so much respect for moms that do the thing and get back to work and have to do it, because I get it, but you have to leave your child. Like, I totally like have a lot of respect for moms that do that. I got in a groove. In the beginning, it was difficult, and I'd be like, oh my gosh, but I got in a groove. Brad has been wonderful. Another thing that happened, so 2015, like, again, goals, setting goals for yourself, visualizing what you want, like The Secret, or, you know, you hear people say, oh, I just, you know, you ask for something, you believe it can happen, you visualize it and it'll happen. That's not magic, that's not voodoo, but that is true. And the reason it's true is because if you think about something, you visualize it, that's just a fancy thing for saying setting a goal. And if you set a goal and you're positive about it, you'll naturally do the steps, or you'll naturally be in the mindset to take the steps to get there and make it happen. If in your mind you're like, I'll never get that promotion, I'll never make that amount of money to be at this point, or to, live a certain place you want to live, or to, I don't want to say like material things, like to get something you want to get, but even visualizing like, oh, I'll never meet the perfect guy, or I'll never have time to do this, like, well, then you never will. Honestly, if you think that way, you never will. You've got to think about things that you want. And it's so funny. I look back at this little book that I had way long before Pinterest, where I would literally pick pictures out of magazines of homes, and it's eerie. You look at it, and this is like 10 years, 15 years ago. You look at it, and it's all things that's going on right now, and it's bizarre. And you may never have even looked at that book in 15 years, but you just believe that you can do these things, and you will. Brad, right after Olivia was born, we had talked about this for a while, but he took a huge leap, a huge risk. He stepped away from his main job. And I haven't mentioned that. But it's nothing that I should mention. It's nothing to mention, but I'm just saying, because he did that, he went in a direction of something that he wanted to do, something that he's passionate about, and I am so incredibly proud of him. I don't want to tear up. I feel like I'm getting, like, when I talk about my family and stuff, I'm just like, oh, I'm so proud of them. But think about what you want to do. If you have thought about making your own line of something, or working for a certain company, or doing something, take the steps to get there and do it, because you can. I'm proof that you can. So proud of Brad and doing what he's doing. Why did I just get emotional? I'm so weird. Yeah, I just feel like even from a couple years ago, we're in a different space in a lot of ways. Obviously with Olivia, 2015 was the best year ever. Like I'm gonna say that, professionally, personally, every way that it can be. But I think a lot of it had to do with becoming a mom. Again, working smarter, realizing life's too short. You got to do what you want to do and turn your life into what you want to turn it into. For us, a big thing that we've done is, it's kind of like an accidental thing. We didn't sell our first house. When we bought our second house, we kept it as a rental. And it's been the best thing ever. And when I think about how that's going to pay off later, it's pretty cool. So my goal is to start, I feel like we've got a good start on that, and we're able to do that in a bigger way. So rather than saying, oh, we've got extra money, let's go buy a giant, like, bigger, to me, this house to me is more than I can handle. Like, I'm not the type that's like always wanting something bigger, better. Like, I love our home. I want to stay, this is my dream place to live. This is so weird, I don't know why I'm talking about this, but when I was in high school, when our neighborhood first was built, I came to this like Street of Dreams tour, or did one of these things with my mom. And I remember dreaming about it for years and thinking like, wow, like, wouldn't that be cool to have, to live somewhere like that, and when we got this house, I didn't even know this was the same place until after we bought this house, and my mom was like, you remember this is where we came that time. It's just funny how stuff like that happens. I told Brad, I was like, I never want to move. I just want to like keep doing things here, and make this into something, just slowly, make it something. It's perfect now, but there's so many things we could do, Instead of saying, oh, I'm making all this extra money, let me go do this, let me go do that. Like I said, I'm gonna invest into different things. So we have we do retirement accounts, we do different things like that. But my big thing, and something that I want us to start, I want to expand our rental things, our rental ownership. So we've got one, and we got that in our 20s, and Brad was like, we want to add like a couple more in our 30s, and then every year maybe get something more, maybe even do like a commercial thing, like where you owned a building. That would get into something totally different, but that would be so cool. So that's my goal. Like, I want to have that to where, in the future it'll pay off kind of neat in a way that you can be your own boss. I'm excited about building that part of our life that was kind of unintentional, that's kind of building itself. So that's really cool. So that is my goal for 2016. I want to get another rental property going. I want to work smarter again, like I said, same as last year. If I did the same exact thing this year, even if it was, I don't care. Even if it was less, I would be super happy. So again, just had the best year, and professionally I feel like I'm in a good place. I feel like we're in a groove with Olivia. I feel like I'm just motivated, you know what I mean? And also setting goals, like my blog, it's just an extra, And if I had a goal of, okay, I've got to do 3 videos a week, 2 blog posts a week, I would fail at that. Figure out what you can do. For me, it's 2 beauty videos a week, maybe a third, and then just keeping up with all the extra stuff that I keep up with, doing the things behind the scenes that I don't even talk about. That is what is working for me. Now, if every year I started off the year with all these big goals, like, okay, I'm gonna do this many videos, this many blog posts, and you're constantly having to tell yourself to do that and you're constantly failing, or if you're at work and you're constantly failing with something there. I hate to even say that word, but yeah, if you are failing, I had to change my battery pack if it looks different. Or if you're constantly making a resolution to lose weight every year, go to the gym, do this, and you're constantly like, I don't want to say failing again, but you're constantly finding yourself not going to the gym or not doing this. Maybe you need to think, well, maybe it'd be better just to buy a treadmill and put it in my room or put it in my house or run around the neighborhood or do something. Maybe the gym isn't for you. Maybe that's not where you should be going, you know what I mean? Or maybe if you're failing with a particular diet, maybe that diet isn't right for you. Maybe you should look at it as a whole change of lifestyle, you know what I mean? Just constantly reassess what you're doing. Don't always set yourself up to fail. With my blog, I just know it's something extra and it's nothing that I even need to set a goal with. I really want to start doing home blogs. It's so funny because over the years when I really did those, I enjoyed them so much. So everything that I have to share, I have so many home things to share, and I'll pick back up sometime when I have time or when I'm able to, or when I really want to sit down and get into it and just have fun with it and just kind of post when I want to. I think that's a big downfall. People sometimes make it too structured and they try too hard and then it ends up failing. You know what I mean? Just do what you want to do. For me, that has to be kind of a do what I want to do thing. But I would always do like beauty posts and they would be so redundant. Like I'd have a video here and then I'd have a post, a blog post that had the video embedded, like, hey, here's this. It was so redundant. Sometimes it makes sense, like if I'm going to do swatches or something. But I think beauty videos translate, or beauty information translates so much better on camera because you can demo things, you can do different things, you can talk about different things. I feel like a picture is only going to do so much. But sometimes it's good for reference, which is why swatch pictures and stuff like that is really helpful. With home stuff, it doesn't translate on video well, really, for me at all. Like I really would rather have nice pictures and talk about it, so I don't know. So I'm gonna get back into that. So this year I do want to pick back up with that a little bit and share some things that we've done around the house. We've done so many things around the house this year. Let me see what else I got on my little list. So yeah, again, with like eating and staying healthy and stuff, I feel like this year was different. Sorry, I have hiccups. I feel like I'm getting hiccups, that's great. Because I was coming off of having a baby and I gained 55 pounds and it was like, okay, let's lose all this weight. Oh my God, okay, hiccups. For me, so yeah, it wasn't like a normal, like, oh, I try not to beat myself up. Again, that's something that I'm really big on. Like, don't beat yourself up. Like, don't constantly set goals that you're gonna fail at and beat yourself up. My whole focus was Olivia and I knew, I'm not just packing the house with donuts and I'm not hitting fast food every day. It'll happen, it'll come off. And to me, that's always what kills you is, you can have fast food, you can have cookies here and there, you can have desserts. My thing is I can't cut out anything. That's not realistic. And with me, a diet doesn't really work. It's just your lifestyle. And I've always said that what kills it is habits, or our habits. So like if you were going to McDonald's every morning, if you were eating fast food on the way home from work every night, if you keep cookies always in your pantry or donuts always in your pantry, if you're picking up something every week that you're eating on all week, if it's a bad thing, that is gonna affect you. But if you're just gonna snack here and there every now and then, you wanna treat yourself, that's fine. But don't let it become your habit. So around the house, I'll eat healthy things. I'll try to make healthy meals. If we do go out, which we did a lot of in 2015, because that's, again, something else I want to talk about. I did not cook at all, hardly, in 2015. I just was not into it. And I told myself I'm not beating myself up over it. If I don't want to cook, I don't want to cook, and whatever. So that's a goal for 2016, is to cook a lot more, because Olivia's starting to eat real food now, and she's eating things that I'm making for her and like mashing, or she's starting to eat finger foods. So now I'm really motivated to cook, because it's like, wow, I can actually cook for my child, Now I would eat just healthy stuff, and I'm gonna keep doing that because it wasn't anything that I changed. I just kind of went back to normal, like my normal ways of eating, so just be aware of that, just don't beat yourself up about that. So, and stay active. We have a treadmill. I don't do weights or anything. Maybe I should. I would like to tone up a little bit. Brad has tons of, like, he's more smarter about all that kind of stuff. He's more smart. And he's like really into all that. I, on the other hand, I have a treadmill that I've used like twice, maybe 3 times, okay, in 2 years that I've had it. So yeah, my goal is to get on that more, just for cardio reasons. But most of the time, if I'm gonna do something, I'm gonna walk Olivia. We're gonna walk around the neighborhood. We're gonna do something fun. So that I think helped too, because we did a lot of walking last spring. Oh my gosh, so much walking, so much, you know, so that really helps. And then of course now she's all over the place. So it's like constantly like, it's like weightlifting all day long. She's like 25 pounds, you know, just all the time. So yeah, oh my gosh, let me see what else. Travel, we didn't travel at all this year. Not that we had any big plans to, we just kind of stayed home. We did a lot of things around like where we live. I didn't feel like we missed out on anything, but usually we take a couple trips a year, and this year I cannot wait to take Olivia some cool places. We've already got some places planned, so that will be fun. Let me see, keeping the balance, like I said, did I talk about this? Yeah, you know, just with work and everything, I don't want Olivia to see me like on a computer all the time or with my phone all the time. And whether you've got kids or not, I know sometimes you kind of catch yourself and you're like, wow, like this is all I do. And you're just on your phone all the time. And it's like, not that that's bad, because that's where we get all of our information. It's where we're like social media and this and that. And it's like, for me, I don't really like to stay on social media all day, probably because I feel like I do a lot of that through here, which is fun. But personally, like, I don't even enjoy being on like my personal Facebook. My other Facebook, like my business Facebook, is kind of a joke as well. But maybe that's a resolution, is to like get off of Facebook. But no, like I don't get it. Like, I don't know. Like, I guess what it is that I share with this community. Like, I share with you guys. You guys are like friends. Like, I feel like this is what, but if I didn't do this, would I be into any of that? I don't know. But I think we're all just caught up with all that. And I think, especially now being a mom, I don't want Olivia to see me doing that all the time. So when she goes to bed at night, that's when I work. That's when I edit videos. I don't want to always be looking at her from behind a computer. I try not to be on my phone a lot during the day. Not that I'm trying not to. It's just, I can get better about that, and I'm trying. I'm on the phone right now. I have mentioned a few little frivolous things, but as far as like, I just want to, like this past year, I have bought a lot of beauty things. I did that huge clean out right before Olivia was born. And then after she was born, I did it a little bit too. But I think I'm kind of in the space right now where I really like the things that I have. And the only things, like, if I want to try something new or whatever, like I'll pick up something every now and then, but I don't just go and do like just massive, like, oh, I like that, that looks cool, let me find some things to get, you know what I mean? So last year I did pretty good with that. I think that everything that I brought in was just like good stuff, and I'm not overwhelmed again. I think that is that's kind of a good tell, I think, is when I cleaned out everything, it didn't just pile right back, you know what I mean? I feel like everything is still really manageable. And something else that I have gotten really good about, and this may be the reason, is I am very quick to sort things that I don't like, and I don't hang on to a lot of clutter. I don't hang on to a lot of things that I don't like, and I used to. I'm like that with clothes. I try to be like that even with home decor and stuff. The other day when I was painting those bookshelves, did I mention that? Yeah, I painted the bookshelves finally in our family room, like where the gold was behind it, and that's another resolution, maybe even for January, is to get the rest of that gone from around like the 2-story part that it would have been gone a lot sooner if it wasn't so dang high up, but I think I've got a plan. I'm gonna do it. I just hate to hire it out just for something that, I don't know. So I'm gonna try to do it. I'll keep you posted. But yeah, when I was doing the bookshelves, when I was painting those, just editing everything that was on that, and kind of thinking like, do I need this? Do I not? Like, why do I have this? So I feel like that has been really good. You know, I don't want our house to be super cluttered, especially now with Olivia, because when you have kids, it's a lot of stuff, you know, and, you know, I don't even want to be like that with her stuff. I feel like I've really tried, as she's outgrown things this year and everything, I've really tried to like store things of hers in a good way, but yeah, I don't like clutter. I don't want to have all of this stuff that I don't use. So I've been really good about that. Oh gosh, another resolution, like, oh my God, I'm trying to think of just little silly things, but I just want to take care of myself, you know, especially now being a mom. I feel like I've said that so many times during this video, but you know, I want to be healthy so that I'm around and able to really like play with her and feel good. And I feel like I've done a good job this year with that. I feel like I've taken pretty good care of myself. I feel back to myself again, like I've lost all the pregnancy weight. I just feel good, you know what I mean? Not that smaller is better, but for me, that's my size. That's my normal size that I was before I had her. So getting back to that, which is a healthy size for me, is good and it feels nice. So, you know, I want to take care of myself. I want to eat good. You know, I really want to, you know, I'm very good about going to the doctor and taking care of myself in that way. This year, I really want to get my skin just flawless. Like, I know that's so stupid to say, and like these lights and makeup and stuff, it makes your skin look better than it is, but with all of the breakouts that I had, you know, adult breakouts that I had in my late 20s that just came from nowhere, I always had perfect skin. And then when I was pregnant, it was a nightmare. My skin was just hormones and stuff. It's so crazy. I have like a lot of scarring and I have some dark spaces and things that I know can be taken care of. So this year, I have a really good dermatologist. When I go to her next, I'm going to just be like, let's do this. I'm excited to just do some kind of different things like that and really take, gosh, this sweater's like really see-through. To take good care of my skin and to keep, you know, to keep doing that. I feel like I'm using good products, but I feel like there's always a little something extra that she could help me with. I don't know what I need. If you guys have broken out, tell me what, okay, because I know she'll tell me, because obviously she's my doctor and I'll ask her first, but if you guys have any experience with this, just so I can kind of go in and be like, what? If you've had like breakouts, you know, I don't have any on my cheeks or anything. I have like some little freckly sunspots that you can't even see, but you know, like when you break out and then you have the hyperpigmentation left over that's a little purpley and dark, those fade with time. I get that. That's not really what I'm trying to remove, although it'd be nice if she could, like right away. But like for your skin, I don't really have like pits, like a lot, but you know how your skin's just a little kind of uneven. And if you've had breakouts in the past that weren't super severe, but where like you can tell a difference, what do you do? What have you done that has worked for you? Like treatments that have worked for you, let me know. Like professional treatments, just let me know. Yeah, and just do more videos this year, more fun videos. You know, I feel proud of myself for keeping up with everything as much as I did this year. I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to walk away. I knew I would scale back. I really didn't scale back. I don't know. It was what came natural, and I'm proud that I was still able to do it. Wow, this video is probably like 45 minutes long, and I apologize. But yeah, I just thought we would kind of catch up and chit chat. And you know, I hope that, I don't even know, I'm trying to think of everything that I talked about, but I didn't really come in with a plan. I just kind of read off my little goals because I just kind of make that little list. I think it's important to visualize, but that was just me and maybe like little things that I share, little tips. Not that I'm an expert or anything, but it's just things that have worked for me, or things that make me feel good, or things that help me achieve goals. Hopefully you can be a little inspired and have the best 2016 ever. So I can't imagine 2016 being better than 2015, but I sure hope I have as good of a 2016 as I had a 2015, okay? And I gotta say thank you. Like, I really gotta say thank you to you guys, because I feel like we've built such a great community. I feel like some of you guys are friends. You guys see me. I may not always see you, but I recognize so many of you guys that have interacted in comments, and nothing ever is taken for granted. I am so appreciative, and I hope that you guys know just how sincere I am when I say that, you know, I don't always feel the need to come on here and have to prove that I'm sincere and have to, you know, say all these things, but, you know, I think that you guys get it if you know me. But I love saying thank you. I love hopefully letting you guys know how important your friendship is. I feel like we're friends, you know, I feel like we've talked for so many years. Some of you have been there from the very beginning, and that is really awesome. This will be my 8th year, and it has been crazy. It has been fun. Is that right? Is it the 8th or the 9th? Oh, yeah, it's 8 years because I started in 2008. It's really, again, it's like having a baby. It's like it's gone by so fast. And, you know, I've never been that impressed with myself. I've never really, while I get it and I don't take it for granted, I'm also not the type that is impressed with it. You know what I mean? I don't think like, wow, so many people watch me, like I'm so great. Like, I don't feel any different than I did when I started. And I just hope that you guys know how much I appreciate the time that you spend watching, the time that we spend talking together. It's just like time you would spend talking to a girlfriend or a friend or whoever, but it's really fun, and I so appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for all your support. I get emotional just reading all your comments all the time. Just reading someone say, oh, you look pretty today or whatever. I just think to myself, what a nice person, you know? Like, not that you have to say I look pretty. You can think I look terrible. I get it, and we can still be friends, but I just feel like humanity ain't all that bad. So thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you all. That was such a random video. I'm thinking about everything that I said, and I'm like, oh my God, what am I even talking about? But thank you for sharing this little time with me. Thank you for sharing 2015 with me, and I'm looking so forward to spending 2016 with you guys too. So thanks for watching, and I will see you very, very soon. Bye, guys.